Stations. It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan Harder hanging out with me, and we busy on this thirsty Thursday. We got Evie Van Pelt at 12 o'clock. We're going to talk all things Ole Miss. Don't forget Isaac Simpson at 11:30. We're going to talk with him about the NBA, the Grizzlies, and John Morant just can't stay out of the news, you know? And it's all the old stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that situation.
Ole Miss spring game coming up too. Not to change topics from
no.
John Morant
Spencer
thing.
Sanders, Walker Howard, and Jackson Dart. Who's going to be the QB?
That's not this week though, is it? It's like next week or 2 weeks or something like it. Well, you know what? We'll have to ask Evie about when exactly the date is.
Is it not this weekend?
No, I know there's some this weekend. Like I think Vanderbilt's this weekend.
Ole Miss is the 19th, I think.
Treble spring.
What
game.
is today?
And then they just had their pro day too, right? Today's the 6th. The Grove Bowl, what they call it, is April 15th. So we got
I was close.
9 days.
I went over, though. I said 19.
That's the same day I think that the Memphis Showboats kick off. So it'll be a day of football in the Mid-South. The Showboats and the Ole Miss Rebels.
I'll be at the Grove Bowl over the Showboats any day. No, I'm going to go to a couple of those just because I want to see what the product's like. But
I don't know. The Showboats sent Brett Norsworthy a very nice package yesterday that Bryant Dacus and I got to ravage and take all of the merchandise.
Okay, they sent him a package and they didn't send me a package?
So I didn't put on – well, you haven't interviewed Todd Haley. And so I'm
not going to – dude, now I'm going to go and see Todd Haley. I saw him at the Grizzlies game.
Exactly. So now
I'm going to say, hey, Todd, where's my stuff, bro?
No, they bought my affection is what I'm saying. Is I used to be an XFL guy. Now I might just be a Showboats guy. That's how quick it is. If you want me to talk about your product on the air, I don't know if this is legal or not.
Yeah,
just send me free stuff.
Well, it's actually called Paola Plugola, but, hey, I won't tell nobody.
Just send me free stuff. I'll talk glowingly about whatever product you have.
And why can't we do Paola Plugola? I mean, I know the answer to these, but, dude,
yeah,
I don't want to get into these situations.
Agreed.
Just give me gear.
Give me free
stuff.
things.
I don't care about taxes.
A jersey, I'll be your fan forever.
By the way, it's kind of weird that you brought up Paola Plugola because do you know where the NCAA is and where like the heads of the NCAA are right now?
No, where?
They're all out in D.C., man. They're all out there lobbying, trying to get their point across because you know what the NCAA wants? They want
more
the
money.
Federal government to fix basically the Mark Emmert error. You remember him, right? Sorry head of the NCAA president who basically did nothing, just kind of sat around and watched everything burn around him.
Fat cat.
Blue, really did anything.
Blue nose.
But yeah, they got all their lobbying efforts right now going on in D.C. because they want the United States government to go out there and make instead of like state by state, hodgepodge of guidelines and options, they want the federal government to come in there and, quote, make things fair. I don't know about you, bro, but whenever the government gets into anything, don't they screw it up?
Wait, are you saying that they have like other influences that?
Yeah, they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about reality. They only care about lining their own pockets and making themselves fat cats. I mean, it's just absolute ignorance.
And I condemn that behavior completely. However, if you want me to talk good about your product, send me free stuff.
Yes, the NCAA is trying to get the universal umbrella cap or a floor in terms of the offers, and they want a little bit of clarity on what constitutes them playing on the field. They want to find out if they're employees, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason NCAA is doing it right now is because they basically get 90% of all their NCAA budget from the NCAA March Madness. because they don't get to dip in the football anymore. You know that, right?
Because ESPN owns it.
No, the football. The football.
Yeah, I think,
college football, like it's the CFP.
I think Disney owns it, right?
Owns the college football?
I'm almost positive.
I don't think so. If Disney owns college football, then how is the federal government going to go out there and legislate the NCAA and say this is only good for basketball but not good for football?
Well, I don't think they own the whole sport of college football, but I thought they had some kind of controlling stake in the college football playoff, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a CFP board, is a college football board, is from what I understood. But maybe I'm crazy.
It looks like you're right. They do have a board, but I thought maybe it's just
Disney. You can't have a private company own something.
No, you're right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But they definitely have some kind of stake in it. Maybe it's some
because
kind of
they
television
put
deal.
they have the TV rights deal. They're the largest person that pays the largest amount for the bowls and the TV rights and all that stuff. But yes, that's always been that way. Colleges, coaches have gotten rich. Universities used to get rich off athletes in the play. Networks got rich. The only people who never got realistically any money from playing college sports are the sports media journalists and media personalities. Come on now. Give us a little bit of money. They ain't giving us nothing. But no, we'll talk a little bit about that because they're one of the big complaints that I thought was absolutely hilarious is NCAA is complaining that they said that we only had 14.7 million viewers watch this year's UConn-San Diego State game, and they're talking about how the Blue Bloods are gonna they're gonna have the biggest amount of money and yada yada. Did you not see all the Cinderellas in the NCAA tournament? So they're talking about how they don't want. It's just here. In fact, one of the articles said they don't want people to pay their way to the Final Four,
like Miami.
And I'm looking at Miami didn't make it. Where was Duke? North Carolina spent a ton of money last year. They didn't even make the tournament. Teams are out there spending money, but, you got the transfer portal. San Diego State and FAU, remember, were in the deadgum Final Four. So, can we ever let the market take care of business? Like, whatever happened to this is this is capitalism. This is the United States. Let the fair market go out there and dictate. If people are paying too much for athletes, you know what? The market's going to correct itself. If they're not paying enough, they're going to get more. And again, you got people out there right now like the women's college basketball. The number 2 pick in the, quote, WNBA draft, the girl that plays over in Virginia, it's like Keatley or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't either. Anyway, they say she's going to be the number 2 pick.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark, they said, would be a top 5 pick. Neither one of them are going to the WNBA because they're going to make more money coming back to school. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Now the NCAA is making statements saying, man, I don't know if this is also good for the WNBA, having kids stay in college to make more money when they could go off and be professionals. Whoa, I thought you were here to give them great educations.
Agreed.
And you're like, I don't want my kids staying here because they make money. They need to go out there and become a professional. Like, just they talk out of both sides of their mouth. And I just think to myself, last thing I want the government to do is get in any of my business. Stay out of my business. Period.
Fair enough.
But anyway, we'll talk more about that because today I didn't even plan on talking about. How'd you get me on that damn side?
I don't think I did anything. I don't know why the blame is coming over here.
You brought up something that had to do with money or something.
I don't think I did.
No, you started off with
You know what? I'll take the blame, John. Yeah, I'm sorry I got you on that.
Sorry. Man, now I honestly want to know how I got over there.
I don't know. Sometimes, John, I can't track what you're thinking or
I
what
would tell
you're
you one
saying.
thing. I got a list of things that I want to talk about,
and that wasn't
and
on
that
it.
is not on my list.
I don't know how you
But
got
you can
on
tell I was listening to that, reading and doing a little research
on
that
last night. It's ridiculous that the NCAA is any sort of governing body over any of this, quite frankly, if you ask me.
If they want to have a governing body on competition and basically write the rules of certain situations and how it is that, how many games you're going to play, what you have to do to get in the tournament, et cetera, I completely understand that. But get out of my damn pockets, NCAA.
Do you think
mind your business?
Do you think amateur sports like this is better served to have that controlling body of the NCAA and like universities and colleges being the institutions that house these sports? You know what I mean? Do you think it's served by that? Like, a lot of people will argue that if you were to say that all of this stuff should be independent from institutions of higher learning, they would argue that, well, the fan bases and the way they make money is all based upon being part of these institutions.
Everything we do with the higher education is ass backwards, period.
Agreed.
One, the tuitions are ridiculous to go to these damn schools. The degree's not worth, period, the amount of paper that you pay to get in there. It's just stupid.
But do you think
basically, you know what universities are? They're here to enslave future generations. No, because you know what they do? They strap you down with debt so the rest of your damn life, all you do is work to pay off your loans. If I could go back in time, honest to God, I wouldn't have gone to college.
But
do you know I'm still paying off my damn loans? I'm 45 freaking years old.
I think a lot of people would join you in that sentiment. But what do you think specifically about them? Well, we could get off this subject. Never mind.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying anyway. And by the way, I don't know if I didn't have to do this. Do you think I would be here every single day? I would probably be on some island or traveling around Europe, hitchhiking, bumming, going to see concerts, selling green cheese and big old beers, and just partying. But that doesn't make enough money. No, I mean, I would just be traveling all the world, watching shows, going to games, doing a bunch of fun things. But no, I got to pay bills, man, because that's how they set it up for me.
I don't know, John. I can't live the button-down life like you.
The button-down life.
I want it all. The terrifying lows, the dizzying highs. Well,
that's called life.
The creamy middles. Sure, I might offend a few of the blue noses with my cocky stride and my musky odors. Oh, I'll never be the darling of the so-called city fathers who cluck their tongues, stroke their beards, and wonder what's to be done with this J. Morgan. Back to you, John.
And by the way, just so you know, the universities don't pay their employees very well. Like, dude, and by the way, if you ever had me teaching anybody something, let's just be honest with you, I don't know if that degree that those kids got was really worth it.
Well, now you're just calling out one specific institution.
No. I got a lot of friends who worked at a lot of institutions.
Yeah, but the one that you worked at in particular.
Anyway, I'm going to get off that subject since I live in that city. All right.
And you bleed the color of the program. I'm not going to even say it.
No, dude, I'm hotty-totty, baby, now.
Wow. You see,
when my kids go there, I gave up all my stuff.
I'm glad, actually.
Yeah, man. No, I'm just kidding. I still like basketball.
We'll be the one sports show in town that desecrates on the on the grave of the. Well, I guess it's not a grave yet, but desecrates on the local collegiate institution.
I mean, hey, I root for the basketball team.
Yeah, I don't.
I do root for the baseball team too.
I root. You know what, John? I root for the baseball team too. That's
and I will tell you something with football though. Can I just tell you something? That schedule that they have now, I will not go to any games. Period. Sorry, Gabe Kuhn. Sorry, buddy. I know you played.
But they're fun to drink at. They have the little party decks now.
They're too expensive. I'll go tailgate. I've tailgated 3 times and left.
See, there you go.
I don't even stay for the game.
You'll go gating.
I'll go gating anytime. I love to eat free food and drink other people's beer. But I'm not going to go watch that crap schedule that the Tiger football program's going to play next year, please. Please. Now, hoops, I'm all in. Sorry about that, University of Memphis.
School it was.
Thank you for my degrees.
Now you just said which school it was.
Thank you for employing me for a decade.
We were being so sneaky. No one knew the school we were talking about, John, and now you just outed it.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's okay, but we have some hoops information to get to, and I have to say, Grizzlies.
How many of the topics on your sheet have we gotten to this
0.
segment?
Not one. Not one damn thing that's on not one damn thing on my sheet. I don't know why I do prep anyway, because I just start talking poppycock.
Well, but that way when we run out of things to say, we can go to the things on the sheet.
I mean, yesterday, who knew that a sheep and a goat could make a baby?
Yeah, who knew? Who knew a mule was a horse and a donkey?
I knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, see.
Working animals.
Man.
John, you know what's on today, though?
Oh, yes, the thing called the Masters.
The Masters.
It's a little golf tournament.
The Masters. The thing called the Masters.
Hey, it's a little bougie tournament, to be honest with you.
I actually agree with that.
They put these stupid green jackets on. You know, the azaleas are cute.
Talk about blue noses, the people that run the Masters.
I know. And then they want to act all holier than now.
That's right.
We sell you $2 pimento cheese sandwiches.
Exactly.
Do you know that pimento cheese tastes like...
You don't like pimento cheese, is
that
right?
No, dude. No.
I really like pimento cheese.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Or like chicken salad. I like all of the paste-based sandwiches.
I don't know why that just made me disgusted.
Paste-based?
Yeah, that means like mayonnaise is holding it together.
It is, that's right.
Ugh.
Chicken salad, tuna salad, pimento cheese. I'm out.
Grizzlies last
Potato
night.
salad. Sorry.
Grizzlies fell in overtime last night, 131 to 138 to the Pelicans. Did you know Jaren Jackson Jr. went buck wild for a little bit? Did you see that 40-point night?
Yeah, on 28 shots.
28 shots, 40 points, ball-in shot, call-in, and guess who else played pretty damn good in my opinion?
Tell me, John.
How about Desmond Bain?
Oh, I actually thought you were going to say another name.
Dylan Brooks, I ain't going to give that guy credit because he made 5 of 8 3-pointers. I mean, hell, he scored 25 points. Yeah, he had one of his better games, but guess what happens when Dylan plays good? L's. There's why there's 2 L's in his name because he's going to hand one to you.
So they lost last night because Dylan Brooks played well. They were counting on him too much.
I just don't need him
right?
ever again. Like I said, maybe, you know what did he shoot last night? Like 65% or something?
He was 9 of 15. That's right. And the player you started out praising was 13 of 28 playing the 5.
Desmond Bain, though, I still trust him taking those shots.
13 of 28 at the 5.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know if you know this, but everybody in the NBA can play a little bit. You've told me this many times. And every once in a while, they can get off. And Dylan Brooks got off last night. Congratulations. The only thing that does is a cause for pause for me to bet on the Grizzlies to go far in the playoffs because if Dylan gets confident, you know what's going to happen in the postseason? Dylan's going to start chucking up a bunch of shots.
So he's what's going to hold them back.
He always holds them back.
Do
you watch the Golden State Warriors last year?
Yeah.
Who handed that L to the Grizz?
I don't agree with the way that you evaluated that series.
I mean, simplistic. Oh, I know, because I'm too simplistic. Too simplistic.
I don't know.
Hey,
well, yeah.
there was
actually,
one
yes.
glaring moron who turned the ball over
That's
ridiculous amount of times, kept chunking up threes instead of working clock when you're up double digits and allow the Golden State Warriors to come back and win the game.
Well, it seems like there's nothing he can do. You're just waiting for him to.
He drives a nice Porsche. I like that.
Uh-huh.
He's very. I love his defensive prowess.
Seems like your mind is already made up. He's going to be the reason why the Grizzlies exit whenever they.
No. If he plays good, if he goes
9 of 15 every night.
If he goes 9 of 15, yeah, that'll. No. If he takes less than 10 shots a game, less than 10 shots. Actually, I would rather 8 or fewer. 8 or fewer. 8 is the top that he can take. I don't need him taking more than 8 shots. That's just me. But yeah, he did go 5. He did go 5 of 8 last night.
He was good. He made
but
a
his
big
plus
three.
minus was negative 24. Jay,
That's
who had a larger plus minus than him?
Desmond Bain or Tyus Jones.
Desmond Bain was only negative 2, son.
I
I don't count a backup, okay, Tyus. Listen, you were only playing because Ja was sitting the bench. Are we going to say now Tyus Jones is the point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies? No, he's the backup. Period.
I see.
Come on, son. Snack played like 23 minutes. You know that's not good. But Grizzlies did fall. But don't you worry because the Grizzlies are they did give the Denver Nuggets 100% first place. You saw that, right?
Is that right?
They locked it up for Denver by losing last night. Congratulations. The Milwaukee Bucks locked it up last night. You got the cover, by the way, brother.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? You got the under, though.
Uh-huh.
Didn't you have the under? That's the only thing I played was the under. Also played the over, which was in the Brooklyn game. Easy over. Over 218. That was easy peasy. Yesterday, how was my baseball bets that I gave you? I lost one of them by half a run because the damn Phillies and the Yankees, but I went 2-1. You went 1-1, so it's still a winning day. Not bad. But we're going to give you a lot of bets today. At the end of the show, we got, again, Isaac Simpson. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies. He's going to bring a little bit of logic to this NBA discussion. We're also going to talk about the Clippers and the Lakers game last night. Did you see what the Lakers did?
Yeah, they
clipped. They clipped.
Well, they had to play it back-to-back, and they had just gone to overtime the night before.
They had to play them back. I don't know if you know this, but they're professional athletes. That's it. Like, I don't care about their back-to-back. Oh, they had to play them back-to-back. You know, they play within 24 hours. Within 24 hours.
No, they don't. That's actually a rule.
I know. What I'm saying is it's 24 hours later. So you're telling me you can't go home and eat, take a sleep, like get a little nap, go get a massage, drink you a fruit smoothie, get maybe a little wake me up, and then go out there and do me my thing? No, they can do their thing. He just didn't want to, LeBron's just old and lazy. Can't help it. It's not.
Scored 35 points last night.
I don't know if you know this. They lost. Hey, how did AD do?
They lost.
How did Anthony Davis?
No, John, they lost. It doesn't matter how they did individually. They lost. They're bummed, just like you said.
Anthony Davis.
They need to be able to play 2 nights in a row.
They do. And you know what's so sad? Do you want to know, since the Lakers have won the championships, how many games Anthony Davis and LeBron James have played since they won the title in the bubble, the fake championship that shouldn't even count? They hung a banner there for it.
One last night, the 7th.
They have played in 35% of the games. That means they've missed 65% of their games together. They've played in 83 out of 234 games.
Interesting.
It's pathetic.
Is that right? Why is it pathetic?
Because
you're paid to play.
Yeah, like, hey, let's put Anthony Davis. Well, does it not make sense while they're going to be now in a play-in game? Anthony Davis, LeBron James on the same team. I mean, it's not as bad.
Well, they both had long, elongated injuries over the course of the season that staggered one another.
I just said it. 83 out of 234. That's 35% of the games. They're missing 65% of the games. They don't play together. That's like, what is the point of teaming up LeBron James with Anthony Davis if you don't play together?
The injuries are generally out of your control. You can't, stop yourself from getting injured. If it happens, it happens. You have to rehabilitate.
Lakers could have looked at the Plastic Man, realized that street clothes is always injured, and said to yourself, you know what? He's good when he's on the court, but he's never on the court. And I've always said to this, availability is even more important than talent.
Yeah, well, they won a championship when they played together.
In a bubble. It wasn't even a real cardboard people were watching it in the stands.
Right. And the fans matter so much to the result of the game.
I'm just telling you, look at the Golden State Warriors.
Listening,
if look at the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. The Grizzlies are really
33-8 at home.
Yeah, it's a great point. The Grizzlies are actually a 500 team, maybe even below 500 team, because of you people cheering on
35 and 6.
They're 35 and 6. That's all because of you fans, not because of Ja or Jaren.
I think
or
it's
Dylan.
Because of Al Capizzi.
It's because you guys in the stands are cheering.
Damn right.
Keep cheering hard. You guys matter.
It does. Hey, Golden State, man, they win at home. They lose on the road. They don't like the booze.
Well,
and nobody
Andrew
plays
Wiggins.
Better to whoop that trick than the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's right.
And I think also,
something about beating prostitutes with a coat hanger just brings out the best out of the Memphis Grizzlies basketball.
I don't know if you know that, man. That's legend. Al Capizzi, what's up, my friend? Now, I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to talk with Isaac Simpson, and we're going to break down some NBA.
And he can confirm all the things we're saying right now.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but he's probably going to agree with me.
Yeah, he's a reporter. He's unbiased. He's going to bring the same opinions that we just had.
We're going to be back at 2 Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. I hope you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday. Again, we got a busy program. We're going to talk NBA. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball. We got to talk a whole lot of Hardwood because it feels so good. I got some funny stories, and we're getting deep up in Ole Miss at 12 o'clock. Who's going to be the quarterback? Walker Howard, Spencer Sanders, or Jackson Dart? Evie Van Pelt at noon. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let's say you need a new car, so you go to a dealer, right? Wrong. You need to go to Mount Moriah Auto Sales. Why? Because why limit yourself to just one kind of car when you can choose from all kinds of cars, SUVs, and trucks? All different years, all different makes, all different models. Really good prices, too. Now, everyone says that about the money, but Mount Moriah Auto Sales proves it. They work hard to get you the deal you want, even financing. Plus, they have a huge full-service department to help you take care of your car. So many choices at Mount Moriah Auto Sales. They're almost unlimited, with new vehicles coming in every day. Now, these are really good cars and trucks and SUVs that you'll want to drive. And yes, low miles too. It's so easy. Just go to Mount Moriah Auto Sales, tell them what you want, but keep your eyes open because you might just find the car of your dreams. Mount Moriah Auto Sales makes it all possible. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner, right on the price, right on Mount Moriah.
I know you're thinking about pools and patios right now. Don't deny it. They're on your mind. So it's a good thing that Family Leisure is having their preseason patio and pool sale. It's like they're mind readers. You can buy now and save big with the area's largest selection of patio furniture. You want free layaway? Done. You want special financing? Done. You want to be ready to enjoy your backyard just as soon as spring hits? Family Leisure has you covered. Patio and pool season's not that far away. So now's the time to take advantage of this fantastic early bird pricing special. Now here comes the really special part. If you mention this commercial, you get half off delivery and installation. I'll let that sink in for a second. You heard me right, my friends. You mentioned this very commercial, and Family Leisure will give you half off delivery and installation. The preseason patio and pool sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gaston for FanDuel. Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlay, and exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings safely in as little as 24 hours. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Just go to FanDuel.com, use Gas Manager promo code to get in on the action. All in an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Just go to FanDuel.com, again, use Gas Manager promo code to join now or sign into your FanDuel Sportsbook account. Must be 21 or over, present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit is required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline at 1-800-889-9789.
Beat the rush by scheduling your $69 air conditioning tune-up now with Conway Services. An annual AC tune-up can save you money and help prevent costly breakdowns during the hottest months of the year. So keep your family cool all summer long by calling Conway Services today. Visit conwayservices.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 1968.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Hi, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. We have been helping Memphians with their celebrations for more than 38 years. Whether you're picking up one of our party packs to serve yourself or booking one of our private dining rooms at our Cordova location or our Olive Branch location, Corky's has you covered. We make it easy for you to impress your guests for company parties, sports banquets, or reunions. Corky's has been trusted year after year for all of your party needs. Call today and reserve your private party room before your date is booked.
Flavor, Corky's Barbecue.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. And guess what? It is a wet Thursday. It's a little bit soggy. But guess what? It's Masters Thursday, and we got Masters updates for you. They're brought to you by Courage Through Cancer. Courage Through Cancer is hosting Courage 5K on Saturday, May 20th at Shelby Farms Park. It benefits the Baptist Cancer Center. So go to www.ctcmemphis.org to sign up now. That's www.ctcmemphis.org. And your Masters update, Jay Morgan.
Hey, John.
A golfer is winning.
Yeah, that's right. Victor Hovland, in fact, through 8 holes.
Who?
4 under par. Victor Hovland.
Man, where did this guy come from?
He's 4 under Sweden, I believe.
Oh, so he's not even on the PGA Tour?
No, he is. He's very prominent. So Victor Hovland is 4 under par. Shane Lowry, 3 under par. He's
Mike
solo
Lowry.
second. No, Shane Lowry. Mike Lowry is a John Lovis character. Victor Hovland, 4 under, 3 under Shane Lowry. Patrick Reed, 2 under, as well as Adam Scott and Cam Young, all 2 under. Then you got a bunch of 1 under. Scott Stalling, Adrian Moronk, who's a new guy on the scene. Sergio Garcia, former champion, 1 under. Seamus Power, Keegan Bradley, Xander Schauffele, Justin Thomas, John Rahm.
That's enough.
Hideki
enough.
Matsuyama, and Cam Smith all tied at 1 under. It tied for 6th. So 6th was too far down the leaderboard for you?
I mean, yeah, it is. To be honest with you.
You only needed first place, did you?
No, I didn't really just need first. But the only thing I want to know is I want Rory, is his name Roy? I don't like him. Dude, speak some English, man.
He does, I think.
I know, it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like some foreign language. No, he speaks was he Irish?
Yeah.
And plus he's a whiny little baby, and he's always,
is that right?
he has mental problems because he can't ever do it on the big stage. How about you win the career Grand Slam? He's never going to get a green jacket. Rory, please.
Interesting.
Not a big Rory fan.
You have a lot of strong opinions today, John.
Thanks. You know what? I had no edibles this morning.
So the strong opinions just come out. We got to talk to Isaac.
Oh, Isaac. Hey, man, can you bring him up? My screen ain't working. Isaac, what's up, brother?
Man, what's going on, man? I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain. Very excited about everything that's going on. We got baseball. We got basketball. Playoffs are almost here. And there's a little golf tournament going on. So if I need to take a nap, I can just put that on the background when I go home. And, man, I'll be snoozing in 5 seconds. So got to ask you, last night, Grizzlies' performance, they lost to the Pelicans in overtime. Jaren Jackson Jr. had a really good basketball. Desmond Bane wasn't hitting very well. But Dylan Brooks found his offense. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Because it makes me a little bit nervous that he's going to start jacking more shots up.
Yeah, man. Sometimes they can have the adverse effect, but I wish they could bottle that up and empty that out in the playoffs, because that's the Dylan Brooks that you need for this team to compete at the highest level. I'm not really super concerned about the loss last night. I mean, it's just a lot of weird stuff. I know you can bound that with the big loss, losing the lead against Chicago, not playing really well against Portland. But I just feel like this is a team that's ready to get to the playoffs, and they've had a lot of different lineups and setting guys out. And I think that's the biggest concern for me going to the playoffs. I feel like this team can win a title this year. I don't think there's any question. The talent is in place. I mean, they've shown that they fixed their biggest weaknesses, which were half-court offense and shooting. Jaren Jackson Jr. has really helped their half-court offense and changed to a player that can really score in the paint, that you can depend on. You saw that at the end of the game last night. They kept going to him, and he kept scoring. Add Luke Kennard, and him and Desmond Bane have really fixed that shooting problem. The only issue is they haven't been able to seem to put it all together with Ja Morant on the floor. And you're also hoping that you're going to be adding Steven Adams back in, and that's a lot of stuff to kind of work out here on the fly. I don't think Steven Adams will play any of these last two games, so you're going to be doing this in practice over the next week, and they just got to try to figure out how to put all this stuff together. How can you maximize Ja? How can you maximize Jaren Jackson Jr. at the same time? Because we've seen a lot of one of them is good and the other one okay, and vice versa, but they need them to be at peak level together in the same game consistently, and that's something that we haven't seen. But if they can do that, this team, I think, can really, really do some damage in the playoffs.
Man, I agree with you 1,000%. Kind of, question that has to do basically with two guys that are very important going forward. You have right now Andrew Wiggins, who's out there at Golden State. He's not going to play the final two games either. They're trying to get him right. He's missed the last basically 2 months, 21, 22 games, 2 months of basketball because of personal issues, family issues. Is it going to be harder to get somebody who's been mentally checked out for the last couple of months to get acclimated to playoff basketball? Or is it going to be harder for Steven Adams, who's been out for injury reasons, to get acclimated for playoff basketball?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Andrew Wiggins' head is. Because, again, he was out dealing with it. His dad had an unspecified medical issue, and that's the reason why he was out. So you don't know what headspace he's going to be in. I still think that people are kind of sleeping on that Warriors team. I know their record on the road is awful, but that team is playoff tested. If you get to a series with that team, they're going to give you everything you want. There's no question. That team's not going to get into the playoffs and fold. That's one thing that's always tough when you're playing against the Warriors, because they're going to execute. You have to take it from that team. They're not going to give you anything when it gets to the playoffs. So that's kind of I don't worry about them. I think if they end up playing Phoenix in a 4-5 matchup, depends on a lot of different ways it could play out. I think that series goes 7. I think that would be a hell of a series. I think I would prefer that for the Grizzlies, for that to be the 4-5 matchup to kind of keep all those teams on the other side of the bracket. But I also wouldn't mind seeing that matchup. I think that would be fun basketball. But for Steven Adams, I think Steven Adams not being a guy that you rely on heavy offensively, I think it'll be an easier transition to put him back in his offense, because you just need him to go out there, get rebounds, set screens. I mean, that's
what I was going to say
for him. So, yeah, it's not like he's like a guy that you're drawing up plays for and shots and things like that. So if he's healthy, man, I think he can fit back in seamlessly. Again, it's just this team has had so many different things going on lineup-wise for the last couple of weeks. It's just some things that they're going to have to try to work out going to the playoffs. But, again, man, I don't think the only thing that can stop this team is itself. I don't really worry about who they're matched up with, because I feel like if the Grizzlies are right, they can beat any of these teams, and especially any of the teams you're talking about that they can match up with in the first round. I don't fear any of them as of right now. Now, if Steven Adams doesn't come back and something goes south with that, I think it might be a little bit different. But even then, I think X has kind of stepped in, had a bad game the other night, didn't play last night, but he stepped in admirably. And I think if they have to go to that, I think he has shown that he can play these type of games. I mean, you can go back to a couple years ago in that play-in game against Golden State, man, hit the big corner three to kind of help them win that game. And he's not afraid of the big moments. So if they have to call on him, I think he'll be ready.
Man, oh man, ready. I can't wait. Now, who do you want to see in the first round of the playoffs? I know it's not set. It's very fluid still with the Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, and Oklahoma City Thunder. Hell, the Mavericks are still fighting. They won last night. Oklahoma City does hold the tiebreaker, but hey, we got 2 games left. Who do you think one is going to be in those play-in games, and who do you want to see, and who do you not want to see?
I think most likely for the Grizzlies right now it's looking like it's going to be one of the Lakers,
or the Pelicans,
New Orleans, or Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those 3. I think the Pelicans are the one that you want. I think because you saw last night, Zion wasn't playing in that game, but I'm not expecting much from him. I mean, they're still saying there's not a timetable, and we're 2 games away from the end of the regular season. So even if he was to come back, I don't expect him to be 100%. You're going to be trying to integrate him back in. I think for the Grizzlies' sake, and even just looking at travel-wise on your body and that wear and tear, I think Pelicans are definitely the team that you want. I really do believe the Grizzlies win that series in 5-6 max if they match up with the Pelicans. If they get Steven Adams back, I think they roll the Pelicans. Then you have the Lakers and the Timberwolves, which neither one of those are fantastic matchups. We've been there, done that with the Timberwolves. It's ugly basketball, man. It's really a really taxing series. Their fans are weird. It's just I would rather not see that again. And the Lakers, I'm not afraid of the Lakers. There's a lot of people like, why are the Grizzlies scared of the Lakers? It's not that you're afraid of them, because again, I think if the Grizzlies are right, they can beat any of these teams in a 7-game series. Just that you know they're going to get all the calls. It's going to be lopsided, and the media is going to be all on all. Well, pretending like the Lakers are the favorite, even though the Grizzlies are the 2 seed. I would rather not deal with that. I mean, but if it comes to that, like John Moran said, man, we ain't ducking no smoke. We going up the chimney. But if I had to choose, I think New Orleans is the one that you want, just for obvious reasons. Not having to travel back and forth to the West Coast. It's just an easier series. I think they wrap that one up quicker, get some more rest. If you got Steven Adams that's not 100%, it makes it easier to work his way back in. I just think the Grizzlies have a lot of advantages when you're going against New Orleans. Because even though they lost that game last night, Grizzlies extremely shorthanded.
They've been beating up on the Pelicans, man. That was the first time the Pelicans have won in a little bit. Yeah, because
it had been the other way around for a couple years there, but they really put it on the Pelicans the last 2 years or so. I just think that's a really good matchup. I just don't think that they can stop what the Grizzlies do, and I think you saw even a shorthanded Grizzlies squad held on them for most of the game, and they blew that big lead. They just went nuts from 3, and the Pelicans are not even a good 3-point shooting team. They just went nuts in that late third to fourth quarter and kind of pulled that out. But I think if the Grizzlies were healthy last night, they win that game. And again, in a 7-game series, I think the Grizzlies handle the Pelicans pretty easily.
Man, the Grizzlies going to handle that business. Now, I got to ask you one question. I don't know if you saw this. Did you, like Clutch Sports, one of my little things I check out, it came up today, and they had another article about Ja Morant out.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when you read it, it's like, honestly, it sounds horrible. I mean, it makes him look like a bully. Some Busby guy who was a security guard.
Yeah, the guy that worked he was the guy that worked at Finish Line that his mom allegedly got into it with, and he was the kid that was working there, and Doc supposedly came up and tried to intimidate him because his mom had gotten into a altercation or a disagreement with the guy. But it does, when you read the stuff, it doesn't sound good. It does. I just think
dude, he's a 5'3" shoe salesman, number one, and Ja's waiting outside for him, telling him when he gets off, threatening him. Then the police end up showing up, and they did nothing about it. Of course, they didn't even put his name in they put him as an unknown suspect. It's just a bad look, and it's coming at a bad time. And I was thinking Ja's getting right back in the headspace. And not only did Clutch Sports do one, you saw where the Washington Post did the one on the high school, the young high school kid. These things, I mean, are these coming out today for one reason, basically to try to either bring more light to this situation, or is it just because we're getting closer to the playoffs?
I think it's the latter. Because again, man, these situations,
these slow leaks are killing
they happen. But he's trying to get over this stuff, or at least that's apparently what's going on, and that's what you want to see. And these incidents, I mean, have already been talked about, discussed, litigated. It's just at this point, you just wait to see if he does something else. Then I get it. Like okay, let's have a different conversation. But right now, man, let this kid try to get right. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I just think these people, and the Washington Post article is from the same lady that put the original one out, that it just felt kind of like a witch hunt to me. But again, I just feel like Da is dealing with a lot right now, and you bring this out right before playoffs. I just hate.
Is he going to be able to be in a good headspace? Because that's the one thing. I mean, and I'm not trying to downplay the situations that Ja found himself in. Again, I'm just kind of down on the timing. I mean, these are all stories that we know. Now, we never heard from Busby. They brought up they brought up also, the kid's perspective. So we're getting different perspectives, but it's all about the same situation. And these have been going on for months. But I'm wondering, do you think Ja's going to be in the right headspace? Because we talked about Andrew Wiggins. Where's his head going to be out? If Ja's head's not in it, I think the Grizzlies' ship will be sunk.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things from this article is it shed light on the kind of the police handling and kind of, I guess,
it made the police look so kind of bad, didn't it?
Yeah, like they were pretty much just trying to cover everything up. But as far as Ja is concerned, that's going to be the interesting thing. Because I've kind of felt like he hasn't been himself even since he returned.
Me too.
I can see him trying to pick up the energy and try to be that same guy, but you can kind of tell there's something going on. And I think you couple that on top of, I've been saying that since he's been back, he's kind of had an identity crisis. I think he sat back and watched how well this team played, with how well Darren played and Desmond Bain and the things they were doing, the success they were having. And I think now he's coming back. He naturally is a guy that alpha male, that superstar player that wants to take over in games, but I think he also wants to kind of allow these other guys to kind of do their thing, and he's kind of fighting in himself. I think mentally, I think he's thinking a lot on the court. You saw in that Chicago game where early on he just came out aggressive, took over, and then later in the game, it just seemed like he was kind of in between. And that's what I've been worried about. I think a lot of he's been turned the ball over a lot, and I think a lot of that is that he's thinking too much on the floor. I think he's deciding whether should I attack or should I defer to my teammates? What should I do in this situation? And I think that's kind of been bothering him lately.
And he's also made some, if you've been paying attention and watching the Grizzlies, kind of like, when they come out from, the half, throw the ball into Ja, he takes a dribble with the left hand, then picks up the ball and walks, and then, dribbles it with his right and gets a traveling call to start the second half. Yeah. You just see things that we were like, man, he's not completely locked in on this ball game at all.
Yeah, I just think, it's understandable because, like I said, he's dealing with a lot of stuff. And I tweeted about this a couple of days ago. A lot of times when you make certain changes in your life, like he's a guy that obviously likes to party and do certain things. And if he's not doing that anymore, sometimes that affects pretty much everything in your life. Like you're going through a transition and it makes it tough on you. So
spending a lot more time in your head is what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't have that same focus, and you're trying to figure out how to be comfortable in your new skin, so to speak. And I just think he's going through a lot right now, and it's just adding on, like you said, all the stuff, the lineup stuff, and the actual basketball stuff, and trying to work guys back in. Again, those are my only concerns with this team going to the playoffs. If they can figure all that out, I think they'll be fine. It's just, can they figure that out? Is Ja going to be the Ja Morant that we know and love, that we saw in the playoffs last year in that Golden State series, taking over games late in games? Can we see that same level of player? And if they can, and you can add that along with what everybody else doing, continue to feed Darren and all the stuff that we talked about, again, man, this team can play in the June.
They could. Man, he's Isaac Simpson. Follow him at Isaac _NBA. Check out Ethos Grizzlies podcast. He's got so many things going on, but we got so many things going on. The NBA playoffs are around the corner. Baseball's in full swing. Your White Sox 3-3 on the season. Dylan Cease got his second win yesterday. Did walk more than I expected, but how you feeling about your White Sox? Yohan Moncada stays healthy and keeps hitting like this. Oh, my God, he could be that prospect we always thought he could be.
Yeah, man, he's been tremendous. I think already 2 homers on the season, like 10 hits already. I mean, he's playing tremendous baseball. On the negative side, Eloy Jimenez already out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Dude can never
man.
stay healthy.
Man, it's just tough to see. I mean, he's straight up DH now, man. They thought if they took him out of the field that he could stay healthy, man. With 6 games in, DH, he's already on the IL, man. I don't know, man. I love it, man. He's probably my favorite player on the team and probably has the highest potential as far as a hitter on the team, man. But he just can't stay healthy. And Moncada's been the same way, but hopefully that's something that changes this season because, I mean, he's been tremendous. He did get hit in the foot yesterday. I think he's out of the lineup today. I don't think he's playing today. He took a foul ball off the foot at bat yesterday. So those 2 guys, man, you just never know. It just seems like they're always banged up. Even Moncada, even in the games now, like every time he's running the bases, he comes up lame. And
dude, when I saw him sliding in at third base the other day, the way, like, as reckless as he was, I was like, oh, great, he's definitely injured. But no, he stayed in the ball game.
But I mean, I feel pretty good. I think the pitching has been pretty good. Dylan Cease, it was revealed that he wasn't feeling well yesterday. He was a little under the weather, and he didn't really have his full command like he did first start, and was still able to come out with the win because they got some hits yesterday. Finally, when runners in scoring position, they've been getting hit. They just haven't really cashed in the way they should. But I feel pretty good. I think the energy is different than it was last year, and outside of Kopech, I think everybody pitched pretty well, and they've been kind of hitting that Kopech was possibly tipping his pitches, man, because they were teeing off on him like it was batting practice the other day in that game 1 against the Giants. So hopefully he gets right, but Clevenger looked really good, a lot better than I expected. So I feel good about the pitching. The bullpen has been a little shaky, but you hope you get Liam Hendricks back. He had his last round of chemo, I think, on yesterday. So he's looking to come back in a month and a half or 2 months. So get him back, man, and then chew up that bullpen. I think we'll be pretty good. But I like a lot of the things I've seen so far. They're definitely hitting more than they were last year.
Lance Lynn's on the bump today. They're playing the Giants at 110. White Sox are minus 125. Alex Wood is pitching for the Giants. And, there's a few guys who've had a little bit of success. Anderson's hit him pretty well. Alberto. So we'll see what happens, man. Good luck with your White Sox. Hope the Grizzlies keep kicking tail. And everybody follow Isaac at Isaac_NBA. Can you do me a favor? Tell everybody what you're working on, where they can find you, and all the good stuff you got going down.
Yeah, man, they eat those Grizzlies, man. We got a podcast dropping tonight with David Williams, Candace Higgins, and myself. We're going to be talking about the playoffs, talking about the last couple games, so be on the lookout for that later this evening. You can follow my work at TigerSportsReport.com, covering Memphis Tigers athletics, and you can follow me on my personal page at Isaac, ISAAC_NBA.
Man, Isaac, be blessed. We'll do it again next week, my brother.
Will do. Talk to you next week.
That is Isaac Simpson. We got to come back in 2 shakes. We got a little Masters update. We got E.B. Van Pelt talking Ole Miss. We got Hot and Wood because it feels so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, For a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PHIL. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. Grizzlies fell last night, but don't worry, they're still in second place, up 2 games left with 2 games to play. Grizzlies. We're waiting for the playoffs. We got the play-in games. Lakers lost last night to the Clippers. Lakers going Lake. You know how it is. Next game, though, Grizzlies have to play that Bucks team. I don't know if you know this, but Milwaukee is really damn good. Best record. Bad team over in the East. And they have the best player in the NBA. And everybody says Joel Embiid. Oh, Joel Embiid. Jokic. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. Like, he's the best player in the NBA, and he's the best player in the NBA on the best team. So,
I think the Celtics might be the best team, to be honest.
Oh, please. Are you being serious?
I am.
You think they're better than the Bucks?
I do.
Oh, interesting.
Well, because the Bucks have gotten into first place by nature of one incredible, very long winning streak, whereas the Celtics' success has been sustained over the whole season. The Celtics to me have been more impressive from the start of the season to now.
But the regular season doesn't matter. It's the NBA, man.
Well,
it's
that's
all
what I'm saying.
The postseason. I feel
that's
like the
exactly
Bucks.
what I'm saying.
Have the Celtics won one of the recent championships lately?
But John, last season
they were in the finals
last
and they lost.
Don't matter.
No, I'm just saying. Have the Bucks not won recently?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And last year they just got beat by the Celtics because they just got done winning a championship and they were all high on themselves.
Right.
Now they're hungry again, and they have a deep team with the best player in the NBA.
Look
out, Bucks. Man, they are hungry, but they're a bunch of babies. You trust this coaching staff?
Yes.
This ain't the same coaching staff that got them to the finals last year. And last year's coaching staff with Ime Udoka, he couldn't even get the job done.
Well, it is the same coaching staff, with a different
without
person
Ime
in charge.
Udoka,
Yeah, but
it's still different.
It is, and people forget that Jason Tatum was injured last year, and the Warriors did a great job of exploiting that in the finals. I think the Celtics team is built for a championship.
I still don't believe it. I think you're crazy. Is Robert Williams going to actually be healthy throughout the postseason?
Yeah,
if he's not there,
huge, man.
It is absolutely huge. Al Horford's been a little bit banged up of late. With the three-pointers aren't falling for Brown and Tatum, they're in trouble. I don't know, man. I'm taking Milwaukee Bucks out of the East. You know what? We're going to bet. You buy my lunch for a week.
Wait, why do you get to decide if I'm going to bet?
Because
I didn't say I don't think the Bucks can win a championship. I just if I'm ranking.
Well, you're a betting man, so
if I'm ranking the teams,
1 week of lunches worth a month of lunches.
I don't want to take that bet.
You get a month of lunches for free.
I'm not betting on one team to go to the finals. I think both teams have a chance to go to the finals, but I think the Celtics are a little bit better.
I also had something to complain about. Do you know who Scotty Scheffler is?
I do.
His caddy should be fired.
Is that right?
This is the laziest bum I've ever seen in my life.
Is that right?
Scotty Scheffler is over there putting. Are you supposed to put your blade on a putting green and lean on it? My man, the caddy is holding a pimento cheese sandwich in his left hand. He's leaned back on a pitching wedge that he has buried into the ground, and he's leaning on it. And he's eating his sandwich. And guess what's going on? Scheffler's putting. And then he walks over there, and instead of bending down and picking up the balls, he just sticks the pitching wedge in there and starts pulling out all the balls and taps them back there.
Every caddy.
Do your job, caddy boy.
Literally every caddy does that.
Shh. It's the first time I've ever seen it. This is the Masters, man. It should be a little bit nicer than that.
Is that right?
I mean, put down your sandwich, son. It looks like
just
Jay
to be clear,
Morgan.
So just to be clear, it's on a practice green.
Yeah, it was a practice green.
Yeah, okay.
But everybody's got to practice on it. Don't be leaving holes on the green. I thought you weren't supposed to ground your club on the green.
Again, it's practice green.
All right, buddy.
Also, every caddy does that.
Okay, sure. Hey, you know what? I should be a caddy because, I'm going to take my job serious.
And
just
the
like
Lakers
I take my work
stink,
serious.
and the Lakers stink, and Scotty Scheffler's caddy is lazy, and the government has a bunch of blue noses. I've lost track of all of your complaints.
Evie Van Pelt's next.
And if the dam breaks open many years too soon.
One of the many things that sets Bell Tavern apart from other bars in Memphis, aside from its great location downtown, its comfortable atmosphere, its high-def TVs, always tuned to sports, is the list of signature cocktails available at Bell Tavern. Treating yourself to a 3-whiskey old-fashioned or a barrel-aged Manhattan or a tangy little Lily makes you feel like a real-life grown-up. You can sip your alleyway anthem or Capri Daydream, and you can remember what it was like when every bar was a great bar, instead of just Bell Tavern.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Did you know Willis Carrier invented the modern air conditioning system in 1902? Since then, a lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is being comfortable in your home. Choate's prides itself in creating the most comfort possible with each one of our customers' HVAC systems we install. We believe the best system on the market today is the Carrier Infinity System. It has the ability to save up to 50% or more on your utilities compared to your existing HVAC system and is tailored to enhance your comfort with its state-of-the-art green speed technology. Right now, Carrier is offering up to 72 months, no interest financing, or rebates of up to $1,650 on a new Carrier Infinity system. Don't miss this limited time offer to have a more comfortable home. Give us a call today at 347-8086 or visit us at ChoatesHVAC.com for more information. Turn to the experts with Choates. And remember, let our family serve your family.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and the market is starting to crank back up. While we had a slowdown late last year, the rates are coming down, and I'm seeing multiple offers again. And if you want to participate in 2023, think of me. Do not list your home without talking to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, and make sure that Kelly Erb and I are one of them. I've had people say that I must feel confident to tell people that, and yes, I do. We have a highly successful strategic marketing program that can make the difference in how much you make and when. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Sheldon at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Or you can also call my marketing partner, Kelly Erb, at 355-3830.
Call me, Kelly Erb, at 355-3830 or Sheldon at memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546. Remember, call me, Kelly Erb, at 355-3830.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text JUDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text JUDGE to 321-321. That's JUDGE to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, April 8th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We will be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 in relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Hi, folks. Good news from the Chevy Sheriff for truck buyers. It's Truck Month at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. Rebates up to $2,000 and discounts high as $7,000. Bankrupt, slow pay, bad credit? It's okay. Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good used truck? Remember, Sunrise Chevy specializes in used cars and trucks under $15,000. Chevy trucks cost less at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, partner. Find new roads to 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Check out the all-new Sunrise Truck Corral. Huge selection of nothing but trucks. All makes, all models, all prices, all trucks, all the time. Next to Sunrise Wolf Chase.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah. But you got to be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house, and anything that I do wrong, just blame it on Jay. At least that's what I do.
I think that's in my job description.
I love that. I think you know what? You might be my favorite employee I've ever had.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? You're one of the best looking. I'm out here just throwing out compliments today.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm so thrown off by the compliment that I just am speechless.
Well, we are going to talk a little bit of Ole Miss. You know that Sports 56 and 98.5 FM are the home of the Ole Miss Rebels. And when we talk Rebels, there's nobody better to talk to than Evie Van Pelt. You can follow her on Twitter at Ole Miss Evie. Make sure you follow the Rebel Walk at the Rebel Walk. Go to therebelwalk.com. It's your source for Ole Miss Rebels sports information. It's the number one source for Ole Miss sports information, and I'm bringing in Evie now. Evie, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Cold and wet over here, but other than that, I'm doing okay. How about y'all?
We're wonderful. Yeah, like a lot of the country's wet right now. Got baseball games being canceled everywhere. It seems like right now the Masters is the only thing that's not raining, but that might change tomorrow, so we'll see. But I got to ask you, Evie, did you have fun watching a little baseball last week?
I had fun one day watching baseball last week. I can't say I had as much fun in Game 3 with a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth. Yeah, I didn't like being on the receiving end of that. But other than that, it's always great to be at the ballpark. I mean, isn't it?
It really is.
You just can't beat it.
You can't beat it now. I'm wondering, can Ole Miss kind of bounce back? They got to now play Arkansas. Arkansas has looked really good. This is going to be a tough series. What's up with the Rebels baseball team? Where are they at mentally?
Well, I think they're doing a really good job kind of bouncing back. They had a midweek game, as you probably are well aware, they had a midweek game in Memphis Tuesday, and we saw Grayson Saunier get back on the mound. First time he had a midweek start since he's been a weekend guy. he did a great job. Coach Bianco passed Skip Bertman on the all-time wins list in the SEC. So I think they're probably riding pretty high right now and ready to face a really tough Arkansas team, but one that's lost 3 of its last 5 SEC games. So maybe we'll be jumping on them at the right time.
Yeah, getting off on Memphis 7-2 the other night and giving Mike his 871st win kind of could get you going in the right direction. Big night tomorrow night. We'll see how things go. Do you feel, though, that this team, like when you've talked to Coach and you talk to some of the players, do you feel like they're starting to round into form and figure out their pitching situation?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're kind of settling in. People, maybe don't realize when you have a guy like a Hunter Elliott that is going to be your Friday night ace and it's just money in the bank, and you lose him at the beginning of the year. And I think, and from everything I'm hearing, his rehab is going great, and he's been throwing a little bit, so we'll hopefully look to get him back. But in the meantime, when you move one of your bullpen pieces in Jack Doherty, you move him to be a starter, and then we've moved our Sunday guy to Saturday. So, there've been a lot of changes early on, just trying to figure some things out. But, I tell you what, they're still battling. They're not giving up. They seem like they're in a mentally a good place to me. And I think, part of that stems from the fact, I think that, look at what happened last year. Everybody's talked about it so much, but there are still a lot of pieces on that Ole Miss baseball team that were on that team last year that was sitting 7-14 in league play, counted out by pretty much everybody outside the program. And so I think that there is no panic going on there.
You know what? That's a great point. That is a great point. If you would have last year during that stretch said that Ole Miss was going to win the Natty, I would have laughed and said, yeah, right. Are they going to make it to the regionals, All right, now, baseball. It's that time of the year. I love talking a lot of baseball, but I got to switch a little bit of gears because we are a little over halfway through of Ole Miss spring practice. What's going on with Lane Kiffin and the program over there? What are you hearing?
Well, it seems to be the message is currently the offense is ahead of the defense, which is not a big surprise at this point. And especially, let's face it, if you've got a Quinshon Judkins returning to your offense, you're probably going to be ahead of any defense out there. So the Quinshon's looking good. Chris Marshall has been looking good, a transfer receiver from A&M. We've got some offensive linemen that are fitting in well, filling in for some injuries we've had on the left side and right side of the line. Defensive tackle Joshua Harris is looking really good. He's a transfer. We've got also, we had to put a piece out yesterday on Caden Priestborn, the tight end from Memphis. We got to speak with him too. Yeah, that's right. I got to speak with him on Tuesday, and it was nice. You hear about all these guys, but you haven't had a chance to talk to a lot of the new ones. So we're still hoping to get our first visit with Quinshon coming up pretty soon, because since Ole Miss doesn't allow us to talk to freshmen, we haven't had him. So we're looking forward to that as well. But basically, I think the message is, typical probably of any coach at this point, Kiffin's standard, we have a lot of work to do, seems to be the message.
How's Spencer Sanders' shoulder holding up?
He has now thrown for, I believe, 3 straight practices in a row, which, and look to be at, much more full speed. So that's a really good sign. So we're looking forward to seeing what we see from him. There's another open scrimmage this coming Saturday at Vaught Hemingway, and we're hoping to get more of a look at him. But he seems to be participating more than what he had been. He wasn't favoring his shoulder at all. Seems to have good zip on the ball. So he's looking pretty good.
Is he getting out there, did you say, during actually the scrimmages?
Yes, he seems a bit more limited than some of the other two. Maybe not throwing it as hard, I'd like to say, but the last 3 practices he has, including the scrimmage, so Saturday, Tuesday, and today, and today's practice. So, whatever it is that's been going on, I know he told us himself a couple of weeks ago that it's been taking a little bit longer than he would like, but that everything was coming along as planned. So, and I tell you what's been fun to watch is they've been doing a lot of 12 personnel, the 2 tight end sets with Trigg and Priesthorn. And can you imagine what a monster that, Lane Kiffin can create with that, having 2 tight ends of that caliber.
Is that because of Georgia, you think, last year? More teams are trying to go to that 2 tight end set?
I wonder that. I don't know. I mean, I think Ole Miss probably has been wanting to do that. They've just been, had some unfortunate injuries. Trigg had some injuries last year. Casey Kelly had some injuries. Hudson Wolf has been out for a couple of years. It's been interesting to see him out there practicing. We had been told perhaps his career might have been over with a back injury, but he's been out there. So it may be more of a, definitely, you see when you see somebody else have success with it, you want to do it. But I think also they just perhaps haven't had the personnel to do it. And Hudson Wolf, I mean, if we could get Hudson Wolf back also, he's a big 6'7", 230-pound boy from Savannah, Tennessee. So that would be nice to have him in the mix as well.
We talked about the tight ends, Michael Trigg and Caden Priesthorn. Curious, though, what about the guys on the outside? J.J. Henry, Braylon Brown, Chris Marshall, Brandon Buckhalter. Like, who out there is kind of turning some heads?
I tell you right now, I think Chris Marshall has really looked good. He's really turned some heads, and again, he's the transfer from Texas A&M. Trey Harris has not been out there practicing. He's been wearing the black jersey. Jalen Knox looks really good. Jordan Watkins has been in the black jersey for most of spring training. He was out there today in the black jersey, but he was running patterns full speed, and so I think that they expect him to be a big, important piece of the receiving game next season. So, so far, I mean, right now in the black jersey, we've got Watkins, Trey Harris, Larry Simmons, Jeremiah Dillon. Those are all wide receivers. Dayton Wade, another wide receiver. So, there have been a number of the key pieces that have not been able to get out there and practice. But the ones we've seen have looked good.
I was thinking about that 12 personnel that they're running in both tight ends. Having, also, it also helps, I think, when you have Judkins back there or Bentley back there, or the young kid Matt Jones. I mean, that stable of running backs, 2 tight end sets, probably be a little bit easier for them to run as well.
I completely agree. And, Ulysses Bentley has looked very good.
What is his nickname?
Also. Do.
I thought
D-O-O, Do. Yes, and he has looked very, very good. And and I think that we've got another piece coming in. I think I've mentioned it before, from New Caney, Texas, incoming freshman who did not enroll early but will be there this summer in Kedrick Riscano. And I know the coaching staff is really, really high on him. And I've had a chance to watch some of his film, and he's going to be another good one. I think Lane Kiffin can spot the running backs, so that's going to be a big, solid piece of the puzzle.
Now, we talked a little bit about the quarterbacks, and I was asking about Spencer Sanders' shoulder. Curious, is Walker Howard still running mostly with the second team?
Yeah, well, the 2s and the 3s, I guess, but it is kind of funny that the way Kiffin talks about it, he says it's really not even at this point like they have set 1s. I mean, they're just trying to rotate a lot of people in. To your point, I think Walker Howard is getting a lot of work, and I think, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know, is Spencer Sanders' shoulder going to be okay? If it's not, then all of a sudden, is the young fellow transfer from LSU, is he your second string quarterback? I mean, I will tell you, he's got as good of an arm out there, if not better.
He's got a cannon, period.
He has got a cannon, and he's accurate. So for Walker, I think it's just a matter of he's young and he's, got to learn the playbook and such. But boy, he has all the skills. There's absolutely, I don't think I've talked to anybody who doesn't think that's the quarterback of the future. Now, when the future,
oh,
definitely 5-star talent all over the place with that one.
Now, again, are you surprised, because everybody always talked about how strong his arm was? Are you surprised how accurate Walker Howard is?
Yeah, I really was, because I tell you what, that just makes me think, how good are Jaden Daniels and Nussmeier there at LSU if this kid is with the third string, And I think it was neck and neck there with him, but I think he ended up practicing a lot with the scout team at LSU. And I'm just telling you, I don't want to say that his talent is kind of wasted down there, but I kind of think he definitely needs to be in the mix. And I was very surprised at his accuracy, and he runs better than what I thought. So he's really, he catches your eye when you're out there, and he caught the eye of all the Ole Miss media covering the team pretty much literally from the first practice from the get-go. So, and speaking of catching your eye, Matt Corral was at practice today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Matt Corral was there working out in the weight room, running sprints with his trainer. So I am no medical expert, and I can't begin to tell you about the Liz Frank injury he suffered on his foot last year, but I can tell you he was sprinting and he looked good.
Well, I hope he's 100% healed and he's back to being 100. Hope he can go out there and compete next year for that starting job. See what happens out there in Carolina.
Me too.
Oh, that would be awesome. Now I got to ask you, what's Pete Golding? What's he doing over there on the defensive side? We've been talking offense the whole time. Is anybody standing out? Do you like the defense that he's implementing? Is it taking a little bit of time? What's going down with the defensive side of the ball?
Well, it's interesting because we got to talk with J.J. Pegues, defensive lineman, earlier this week, a big fella from Oxford, who started out, he was a defensive, he went to Auburn and they made him an offensive player, and then he came back here and now they're switching to the different defensive scheme, and he's talked about specifically how much Golding works with them and how he's really this season, because that's a lot of change for a guy, to go from schools and positions and schemes and, but he said he's really impressed with the way Pete Golding is teaching them down to the minute details, covering everything and explaining it to them. And JJ, I think, is going to be a really key part this season as well. And that was something that Coach Kiffin talked about Tuesday also. So I tell you what, the defensive coaches that we are seeing the most of with Golding and defensive line coach Randall Joyner, Kenoto Hudson, and Wes.
Uh-oh. We lost Evie for just a second. Evie's talking all kinds of Ole Miss football, Ole Miss baseball, Ole Miss hoops in just a second. Make sure you go to @TheRebelWalk. Follow Evie and go to therebelwalk.com. She'll take care of all your good stuff. Again, Arkansas, Ole Miss playing this weekend. But we're back with Evie Van Pelt. Evie, can you bring her in, Jay? Thank you. Hey, what's up, Evie?
Hey, can you hear me?
I got you now. I got you.
Okay, great. I guess that was the radio's God's telling me to quit rambling or something.
No. It's just part of,
the defensive coaches are doing a great job thus far.
How does Lane Kiffin, is he, since I know y'all talked with him a lot, and I know you wrote an article about what's going on with him in the progress report, but how's he feeling about where this team's headed, like halfway? Well, basically, what's the halfway point of where Lane's at?
Well, I think it's so funny. It's hard that Lane doesn't give us coach speak, but he also doesn't volunteer a lot. He plays it close to the vest. And I don't know if you saw, this was funny yesterday. He tweeted he was selling his jet skis in South Florida, and he had a picture of his jet skis and the floating dock. And he said, "At Ole Miss," something to the effect of, "At Ole Miss football, got to focus on winning." So, selling the jet skis, and hurry up, let's sell them fast before my kids see this listing. So I thought that was kind of funny. He's selling the jet skis out from under the kids, but he basically, his very first line was getting rid of them, got to focus on Ole Miss football. So I think he really does mean it when he says there's a lot of work to be done. And, we got another portal period that's going to be opening up here pretty quick. So I think he's going to be looking to fill in some more pieces, maybe, secondary, maybe, defensive line, and then also retain his own players, because that's something, that you have to do at all times. recruit your own guys.
Yes, you do, and that's the whole new world of NIL and the transfer portal. It's definitely wild. Speaking of just people on the move, Chris Beard, putting together a basketball team. Anything, you got any new news from the basketball program?
Well, I know earlier this week you may have seen that Matthew Morrell said that he was going to test the NBA waters.
Wow.
And he can do that. He can come back. If he doesn't like what he sees, there's a certain date by which they can come back. And that's certainly very, very common these days. So, I'm sure Chris Beard is advising him and talking with him. And from everything we've seen, Ole Miss, there's a couple of, we've got a transfer portal tracker for men's basketball on our site. You can find, there's a graphic on the home page. And our basketball writer, TJ Oxley, keeps it updated pretty much every day about the new kids that are in the portal that perhaps Ole Miss is targeting. One of them, there's a kid named Austin Nunez from Arizona State, a guard. We go through the list of them, Aaron Estrada from Hofstra. Chris Beard's doing a good job of keeping who he needs to keep and going after some pretty big names nationally. So I would not be surprised if he gets at least some of those he's targeting.
Well, what he did last year with the team he assembled in Texas, if he can go out there and do what he did in the transfer portal down in Texas, man, Ole Miss basketball is going to be in really, really good shape. I can tell you that much. So.
Yeah, I think so. I think not only is he really good at spotting and getting talent, but I think that there's just no doubt he's won at every school he's been in. So I think even once he assembles that talent, he's very good at developing it into something and translating that into wins. So,
well, Evie,
maybe. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, you cut out for just a second, so I was going to feel a little dead air. But I did want to ask you, what are y'all working on if you're at the Rebel Walk right now and everybody loves the Ole Miss Rebels, wants to know what's coming down the pipe this week? What are y'all going to be working on and putting out?
Well, I'm excited. We've got an interview with Keith Carter that we did yesterday, so that's going to be coming out. We talked to him about women's basketball and the rise of the program, along with a whole lot of other sports topics at Ole Miss, and we will have baseball coverage depending on, it's supposed to be a Thursday through Saturday series, but we'll see if the weather cooperates with that, and we will bring folks all the info on today's football practice and Saturday's scrimmage.
Evie, I hope you have a wonderful week. We'll do it again next Thursday. Be blessed, and I'll be reading all your work at the Rebel Walk.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That is the sweet Evie Van Pelt. Follow her at Ole Miss Evie, and don't forget to go to therebelwalk.com and at the Rebel Walk on Twitter. Jay Morgan, I got a question for you. Do you know the Masters is on? Do you know we do Masters updates, and they're also brought to you by Courage Through Cancer? Courage Through Cancer is hosting the Courage 5K on Saturday, May 20th at Shelby Farms Park, benefiting Baptist Cancer Center. Go to ctcmemphis.org. That's ctcmemphis.org to sign up now. And this is your Masters update.
So go now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Victor Hovland, John, is still 6 under par in first place. John Rahm.
I don't like this Victor Hovland guy.
Why?
Because I don't know him.
How many of these guys? I'm going to go through the list. I want you to count up the guys you know, okay?
All right.
So Victor Hovland in first place, 6 under par through 11 holes. John Rahm and Cam Young, 3 under par, tied for second.
I know John Rahm. He's the big, strong guy who was actually really good at the beginning of the year, and he's kind of falling off. Well, falling off. What's up with John lately? I mean, he went like first, second, first, fourth, and now he's just a normal average golfer, bro.
First, second, first, fourth.
Something like that.
Is that right?
I mean, I'm kind of maybe. I don't know.
Scott Stallings is tied for fourth with 2 under par, as well as Fred Couples, who is always in contention on day one, is 2 under par. Shane Lowry, 2 under, with Xander Schauffele, Adam Scott, Hideki Matsuyama, Cameron Smith, and Brooks Koepka, all 2 under par. Then you get into the 1 under pars. Those guys are all tied for 12th. Even par right now has you in the top 25, tied for 23rd.
By the way, where's that dude? Where's Phil Mickelfat? By the way, you can't follow Phil Mickelfat anymore.
I don't think Phil Mickelson is teed off yet, actually.
By the way, do you know how skinny he is?
How skinny is he?
Dude, did you see him the other day? I didn't even know it was Phil Mickelson. He looks so skinny.
I stand corrected. Phil Mickelson has teed off. He's through 4 holes, tied for 23rd even par.
No, Phil's gotten skinny. Like, I think the stress of moving to the Live Tour has just completely ruined. And he's not funny. He's not like.
I think he had lost that weight before he went to Live.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
All of it.
But I said it quietly, so no way. So he could see. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's 50 years old. He was 50 years old when he won the PGA, but now he's what, 51?
I don't know.
When's he going to get to join the senior tour? Wait, he can't because he plays on the Live.
I think he already qualified for it before he left and went to go play on the Live Tour.
I hear some of those Live players aren't so happy about playing in the Live Tour where nobody watches them play golf anymore.
Is that right?
Yeah. But remember what Phil said. Those are some scary bleeps.
That's right.
So I doubt he's leaving. Plus 200 million reasons why not to leave. Masters is going down. Tiger Woods, has he teed it up?
Yeah, Tiger's 3 over through 11.
Oh, goodness. 3 over through 11?
That's right. Missed some bunnies.
I don't know if you know this, but you're supposed to be under par if you're going to make the cut, aren't you?
Presumably, yeah.
Does Tiger have a chance
to make the cut?
Is he going to miss his 20? This would have been he would have been a record tie-breaking superstar guy.
Well, he still has a round and a half of golf left, so yes, he still has a chance. At least in my mind, other people might disagree with that.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's the Masters, tough field, right?
Yeah.
Don't 50 people make the cut though?
Well, it depends. I think there is a number of exact people that they won't take less than that. So if there's too few people within the cut line, they'll add more. It's somewhere around 50. That's right.
Well, you know the guy caddy that's on TV?
Bones.
No, not Bones. The heavy set caddy who's kind of funny.
No.
They call him Caddy. He's kind of a big guy. He's kind of goofy. You don't know who Caddy is?
I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I know Bones.
Caddy on ESPN. Come on, bro.
I don't know who Caddy is on ESPN. I don't generally go to ESPN.
Michael
for my golf
Collins.
coverage.
I Googled it. I had to look up his name because of you. He's Michael Collins.
Again, you're projecting.
He's called America's Caddy.
I don't know Michael Collins, John.
Well, he's a heavy-set funny guy. And he was talking that he was trying to say how Tiger Woods had a really good shot. And I have to say, I don't know. But he also said because he had
I've recognized this gentleman. No, I didn't know his name was Michael Collins.
He's America's Caddy, bro.
I think Bones is probably more of America's
Who the hell
caddy.
is Bones?
Well, there you go, John.
Throw them bones?
No, Bones used to be Phil Mickelson's caddy for a very long time. I think Bones is working as a caddy again. He took some time off to work at NBC, and now he's back caddying for somebody again.
He's Justin Thomas, probably.
Justin Thomas,
because he's a little thief. He steals everything. He rides on his friend's plane all the time. Doesn't pay the bill.
Who, Bones?
No, Justin Thomas.
Oh,
he always rides on his friend's airplane. What's his name? The kid that can putt, or they said he could putt.
Jordan Spieth.
Man, you pulled it out. You're good at this.
I don't know the story you're talking about. I love golf talk with you, John. We're breaking down the sport.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, man. Me and golf are like this, bro. I love going to Spring Creek
Audio
Ranch.
medium. What are you doing when you do that?
You're
crossing your fingers because that's how close you are. Audio
close.
medium.
I love going out to golf courses, playing and drinking and eating good, but watching it on TV, not as much fun. But we're going to give you your Masters update. But on the other side, we're going to have a lot of fun because we're going to Hardwood where it feels so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Live. An unforgettable evening of Led Zeppelin's greatest hits and deepest cuts. May 18th at Graceland Live. Tickets on sale now at GracelandLive.com. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
The Showboats are back in Memphis. We can't wait to have you for the USFL. Let's go. Ticket prices start at just $10 for their long-awaited homecoming season. Way to the house. April 15th starts a new era of pro football at the Liberty Bowl when the Showboats seek to reclaim their USFL legacy. Bring the whole family and don't miss the Showboats' historic return. It's a touchdown. Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
Grand slams, no-hitters, and double plays are back, and there's no better place to get in on the MLB action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. That's because right now, new customers can step up to the plate with a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Just go to FanDuel.com/win to sign up. Place your first bet and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win. You can pick your favorite pitcher to go over on strikeouts, build a same-game parlay with your favorite matchup of the day, or even make your pick for the American League and National League MVPs. And you can do it all on FanDuel at FanDuel.com/win. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager, only $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline 1-800-899-9789.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commissions, sales leads, and a great place to work. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flinn.com. Start your career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. A big thanks to Evie Van Pelt. She joined us in the last segment. We talked all things Ole Miss Rebels. We also had Isaac Simpson, man. We talked about that Griznast, the NBA playoffs, all the things that are abound in this world and going down. And it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying this wet, thirsty Thursday. But it is time to get into a little hardwood where it feels so, so good. Now, how do you feel good? Jay, do you feel good when you look good?
Yes.
I feel good when I look good. I do have to say, though, I wake up every morning feeling good because, man, I look good every single day. And you know why? Because I shop at Frontier Western Store. I go to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. I like to go down and touch the products, see exactly what they look like on me. My girl, though, she just likes to go to frontierwesternstore.com, and she just orders it from online. She goes to the ladies' boutique. She likes to shop by sale items or boots or whatever. It's easy to navigate. Go to the website, They ship your order out within 24 hours, and any order of $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. While I'm down there, I'm always getting my summer, my spring fashions, my shoes. If you want to be dressed in styling and profiling from head to toe, there's only one place to go, Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Jay, I'm out of breath. Because I was doing an athletic, because I was talking to you about how fat Luka was on the other side, and I got so animated, I can barely breathe now, man. It's kind of like Luka in the fourth quarter. My man can't make his shot because he looks like Doughboy, like State Puff Marshmallow Man. What's up with Luka and his big old fat self?
I don't know, John.
I was just kidding. There's nothing that upsets Jay more than talking about Luka and his body weight.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's definitely a lie, but it does upset him. You do say, what are we talking about, John? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
he plays 82 basketball games, and that's a lie because nobody in the NBA plays 82 basketball games because they're all soft as baby poop.
It's a great point.
They're all, hey, I need a day off.
It's a great point.
I mean, LeBron James and AD, and since they won a championship, have only played 35% of the games together. Ridiculous.
That's right.
But you know what? Tyreek Hill, did you hear that he's going to retire when this contract's over?
Is that right?
Yep, he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. His contract after the 2025 season, he will completed his contract with the Dolphins. He will be super, super rich. And he says 10 seasons is enough for me. He goes, I got 3 seasons left and I'm bouncing, and I promise you, nobody will be able to pull me back to football. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because he has other interests. Do you know what his main interest is right now in the world?
What?
He wants to launch Soul Runner Gaming. He's going to sign different content creators, he calls them athletes. He keeps calling them athletes. They're video game players. Like, do we call them esports stars or something? Like, calling a gamer an athlete is hilarious to me. I mean, what if you haven't got up off your butt in like 7 years? You think you're going to be a great athlete? You might be able to work a joystick better than somebody, but you're not an athlete, right?
Maybe not. Although an athlete, I guess, technically is someone who has proficiency in a sport.
So
if you
now
consider
gaming
an e-sport,
gaming's a sport.
If you consider an e-sport, well, not all games, but like an e-sport game, which is like a criteria to fit that. I guess technically they would be athletes, I suppose. No, they're not exerting physical energy.
He calls them athlete. He says he's launching it. He said he wants to use his platform. His main thing is he wants to create new games. He's going to create a gaming team. He's going to create content creators. And he says he's talking to tons of different sponsors. And he says with this 4-year, $120 million contract extension, I'll be able to swing a big stick up in the esports world. So Tyreek Hill, will he be a successful esports gaming superstar? Probably, because he has a lot of money. And if you're like some dude who plays video games all your life and Tyreek Hill reached out to you, you probably want to go and do a little Tyreek Hilling, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Would you?
I mean, I would. Why not? He's the cheetah.
It seems like you have a good grasp on the esports world as a whole, though. So.
I mean, I know that it's a video game.
That's right. Well, then you got to cover it then.
Dude, I don't have any video games.
It's esports is a video game, and Luka's fat.
Yes.
That's what we've learned so far this segment.
And Tiger Woods is missing the cut.
And Tiger Woods stinks.
No, I didn't say he stinks. I mean, dude, he's 40. How old is he?
Dylan Brooks stinks, though.
No, Dylan Brooks is great at defense.
But he has an extra L to give to the Grizzlies.
Correct.
Because he's the reason why they lose games. And when they lose the series in the playoffs, if they lose the series in the playoffs,
it will be Dylan's fault.
It'll be because of him.
Exactly. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
I'm putting down a synopsis of what we've covered on the show today. And Ole Miss, and Evie Van Pelt gave us some great Ole Miss information as well. I left that out. And Isaac Simpson gave us some great information too.
Absolutely. We got tons of great information. Now, I got some serious information that I got to talk to you about, okay? Are Chloe and Tristan together, yes or no?
I don't know.
Chloe is a Kardashian. She's the bigger one. She's
Tristan
the biggest
Thompson
one.
is a former or a current basketball player.
He is a basketball player, and he also had
an NBA champion.
He had another baby. He got another girl pregnant while Chloe was having a baby. Remember?
Yeah.
Last year.
Multiple kids.
By the way, man.
Like Nick Cannon.
Yeah, but dude, I don't think Nick Cannon had another woman pregnant while another woman pregnant was at the same time, right? Nick goes in order.
Yeah, one at a time.
Like, he staggers. Like, you're going to have a brother and a sister who are the same age, and they're like, how are we the same age with different moms? And we're like, how can you be in two places at one time? No, that's not exactly how it works, kiddos. It's going to be very difficult to explain that away.
The other week, I saw a reporter go up to Nick Cannon and ask him about how many kids he has and says, are you planning on having any more children? And Nick Cannon turns to her and says, I don't know. What are you doing later?
I love Nick Cannon. That's a great one. That's a great comeback. The point is I'm bringing back Chloe and Tristan make me want to, vomit. Do you know where they were last pictured at? They were pictured at yesterday.
Disneyland.
No, they were together in a big old super SUV. And guess what they were ordering for food?
McDonald's.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Like, what? Dude, I haven't eaten McDonald's in probably a decade. I don't eat fast food because it's not real food. It's bad for you. It's disgusting. It'll make you die. Why are rich people who have their own chefs going to Mickey D's? Like, I feel like that is like sacrilege.
You don't like a good McDonald's every now and again?
No, I don't. I don't ever eat it. Literally, it's been over a decade since I've had McDonald's, at least.
I love the distinctions that you make on health.
I can drink all the Tito's I want.
Right,
I can smoke all the hippie lettuce I want.
Because you're not going to McDonald's.
Because I get up in the morning, every morning, and I do yoga. I pound vegetables, and I eat a lot of good protein. Just because I drink a lot, smoke a lot, doesn't make that is better than McDonald's. I guarantee you there's a doctor out there right now. You know what he says to me? He comes up to me, the first thing the doctor asks me, he's like, so, you look like you're in pretty good health. I'm like, oh, thanks, doc. And he's like, so do you smoke? And I go, I don't smoke cigarettes. And he's like, cool.
The answer,
that's
right?
very healthy. And I say, great. And then he's like, you don't eat fast food, do you? And I'm like, no, I don't. He goes, good. You drink? I said, I drink a little bit, but I don't eat fast food. And he goes, it's better to drink Tito's than it is to eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Fact Jack.
Is that right?
Yeah, Tito's doesn't lead to heart disease.
How many carcinogens are
no, there's no carcinogens in alcohol.
No, but there is in smoke, though.
Marijuana? No, there's not.
I think anything that burns produces carcinogens.
Nope. Totally disagree.
Is that false?
This is false, man.
Is it?
In my high times,
I
read from Dr.
That's,
Stoner that it's so much better to smoke weed than cigarettes.
Well, that could be true.
It's much better.
And
you get the munchies. And let me tell you something. When you have the munchies, you don't want no trash McDonald's.
So what if somebody doesn't engage in the same vices that you do? Would it be acceptable for them to eat McDonald's?
No, because
I don't mean this for to become a psychotherapy session of your behavior, but
I'm just saying,
I just find it interesting how much you condemn the eating of the fast food.
Dude, fast food is killing. Have you ever looked in the 70s, the 60s and 70s? Everybody's skinny. They're all healthy. And you know what? Everybody now's fat but me because y'all eat freaking fast food.
The documentary Super Size Me?
Oh, yeah, that guy he died. He ate fast food for 30 days.
He didn't die.
Well, he got 30 pounds heavier and he got heart disease, and now he's struggling with life.
I don't think that's
I saw
true
the back. Google it.
John, he released a follow-up to that documentary last year.
Dude.
It's called Super Size Me 2.
And it almost killed him, and he's going back for it.
I don't think
this
it
is called,
killed
you know
him.
what this guy is trying to commit suicide, it feels like.
It does. I will give you, when he goes to the doctors, they do say you are on the road if you continue this on the road to heart disease. But he did not get...
And diabetes.
He did not have a propensity to have heart disease just from 30 days of eating fast food.
Well, when y'all eat it for 30 years, guess what? You're going to have heart disease, so quit eating that crap.
That's true, too.
And by the way, man, I know Kim Kardashian would never be caught dead at McDonald's.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude. She cares too much about her looks. Yeah, I can tell. That's why she's the big one, because she's eating a McDonald's.
Well, I think a lot of that stuff can be helped with plastic surgery. I think that's really their method more than health conscious.
Totally, no.
More than being health conscious.
Nope.
I think they have good plastic surgeons.
You think so?
I do.
So, do you want to know what happened 10 years ago today?
Yes.
Think about how far we've come in 10 years as a world.
I'll have to hear what happened 10 years ago.
Are you ready to hear the craziness? 10 years ago today, Donald Trump fired Dennis Rodman on The Apprentice. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he misspelled Melania's name. He said, sorry, Dennis, you're fired. Think about it, dude. That dude was on The Apprentice 10 years ago today. That's it. 10 years ago? I didn't watch The Apprentice back then, but dude, just find out today.
So you didn't watch The Apprentice back then.
But I watched some clips this morning on Twitter.
The story popping up on whatever journalistic site that you spent time on doing research this morning.
It's called Basketball Network.
Piqued your interest
No,
much.
Basketball Network.
You don't watch. You never watched the show, didn't care about the show when it was on.
I got clips of it right
here,
here,
But it's meaningful that 10 years ago on The Apprentice, Donald Trump fired
Dennis Rodman. Well, Dennis Rodman played for the Bulls, played for the Pistons,
That's
was
right.
a great NBA player, also played for Kim Jong-un.
The Spurs he played for as well, I think.
That's where he got his start off, but he didn't have any tattoos back then, you know?
That's right.
But yeah, Dennis is good at...
Fascinating.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating.
I do too.
Like 10 years ago, he was firing Dennis Rodman, and yesterday, wasn't he in like court or something?
John, I think you're fascinating. You don't have the burden of always having to come with the most fascinating information because you yourself are what people tune in for because of how fascinating a person you are.
Man, that's the nicest thing you've ever said. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got bets on the other side. Let's make that money. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I know you're thinking about pools and patios right now. Don't deny it. They're on your mind. So it's a good thing that Family Leisure is having their preseason patio and pool sale. It's like they're mind readers. You can buy now and save big with the area's largest selection of patio furniture. You want free layaway? Done. You want special financing? Done. You want to be ready to enjoy your backyard just as soon as spring hits? Family Leisure has you covered. Patio and pool season's not that far away. So now's the time to take advantage of this fantastic early bird pricing special. Now here comes the really special part. If you mention this commercial, you get half off delivery and installation. I'll let that sink in for a second. You heard me right, my friends. You mentioned this very commercial, and Family Leisure will give you half off delivery and installation. The preseason patio and pool sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Witten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
A toast to our new college grad who fills us with so much joy, almost as much as when we're in our RV. Oh, the world is your oyster, kiddo, and ours too. Now that we're covered with Progressive, Dad and I can hop in our RV anytime we want. Might even splurge on a retractable awning. Ooh, look out. Sorry, what was I talking about?
Protect your loved one with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Have you ever wondered what's inside your air ducts? Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. If you are one of many who suffers from bad allergies, especially in the Mid-South, and would like to improve the indoor air quality of your home, then Choate's Air Duct Cleaning could be a solution for you and your family. Air duct cleaning has been proven to help people with allergies and other respiratory issues by removing buildup of debris from your home's air supply. Air duct cleaning will also help eliminate dust from building up in your house, therefore, you don't have to dust as much either. And air duct cleaning is also shown to help improve the performance of your air conditioning and heating system. Choates is the name you can trust for all your indoor air quality needs. So call Choates today at 755-4797 or visit our website at choateshvac.com to schedule a free video inspection to help you breathe a little easier. And remember, Choates, let our family serve your family.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. And it's time to get money. It's Make That Money. You know, we got a lot of baseball games that were canceled today. Did you know that?
Yeah, they were preemptively canceled, though.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Like they were canceled yesterday for today's games. Isn't that weird? You don't always see things like that.
No, you don't. But everybody knew that this was going to be a big, big storm.
Oh, man.
Tigers, by the way, are up on the Red Sox right now, 2-1 in the bottom of the third. I didn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole. You know why?
Why?
Because both teams are trash. Red Sox are pitching Chris Sale today. How long has it been since Chris Sale was good?
Like
long damn time.
6 years.
A long time.
Years.
And you know who's pitching for Spencer Turnbull? He's pitching for Detroit. You know what? His ERA is 27 on the year. 27. I thought about taking the over. But then I thought to myself, they ain't just giving away money. Probably was wrong because they've already scored 3 in 3 innings. Postponed is the Marlins and the Mets. Also postponed is the Reds, the Phillies, the Yankees, Orioles, and the Astros and the Twins. The next game starts in, 15 minutes. It is the Giants and the White Sox. I'm leaning with the White Sox at home. It's going to be kind of cold up there. I like Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn went to college where, Jay Morgan?
Oh, University of Ole Miss.
I thought it was the University of Mississippi.
It is, John. But you ever hear people on like the NFL when they're previewing where they went to school, they'll say the University of Ole Miss?
Yes, I have a few times.
Which is, like you said, not the name of the school.
And I have said that too. But I'm going to take the White Sox. I'm going to lay the 130. I'm taking the White Sox against the Giants, who are on the road playing in some cold weather. Tonight, though, the Royals minus 225 against the the Blue Jays are minus 225 against the Royals.
I think that game starts in like 10 minutes, too.
It does. And I have to say, man, Jordan Lyles is going to get lit up like a Christmas tree because he's not a very good pitcher. He's pitching for the Royals. I'm taking Toronto, and I'm laying the 1.5. You got any NBA action for us?
I just had the Spurs minus 2 tonight against the Blazers.
Spurs minus 2 against the Blazers?
Mm-hmm.
Two teams that are really bad, but the Blazers are the worst, right?
I don't know. I got a feeling about this one.
You've been having a feeling. What about the Heat and the 76ers tonight?
I have no feeling on that.
No feeling. What about the Nuggets and the Suns?
I don't have a feeling on that either.
Thunder's Jazz?
No feelings.
Oh, man.
I'm feelingless, emotionless.
What about the Magic and the Cavs?
John, did you know that Dennis Rodman was on The Celebrity Apprentice?
Yes, he got fired.
He got fired 10 years ago today.
For misspelling Melania.
That's crazy.
My goodness. Come on, Dennis.
Did you watch that show?
No, I didn't. But, I kind of regret not watching it. It was probably pretty funny. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy the baseball and the hoops. For Jay, I'm John. Get out there. Make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Join us for the Memphis